sure everything's working. I don't think music is coming in though. Let's see. Riley. What do you want to join for, Riley? What was I gonna do? What's up, Panhandler? To have a conversation about the prompt. Just give me a like two sentence or one sentence, like I guess brief question that you want to have, I guess, and then we'll see if I can pull you up. Give me 1 second, because I am setting things up, so I just need a little bit. Oh, this guy. A little bit of short dialogue to start first before I pull you up, while I get things started, because I am missing something. I don't think the music audio is coming through. Browser. Okay, let me just check. Did you leave, Riley? Browser. Okay, so now we got music, right? Not too loud. Let me change this to, yeah, I'm waiting for you to ask your question, I guess, or give a response to the prompt, and then I'll pull you up. No, you just said to have a conversation about the prompt. You didn't like elaborate on what the conversation would entail. Wait, see, I can't do both. My brain. What was I doing? Oh, change to headphones. Okay, let me get my headphones. We got some vegans up in here. Hold on, I can't hear you. I gotta put my headphones. Turn my headphones up. What's up, man?
What's up?
Nothing. Just going live. I haven't gone live like on my own in a while, and I kind of miss it a little bit. How are you? Are you working?
Yeah, I'm at work. I'm just on my lunch break.
Always working, huh?
Yeah, if I'm not working, I'm just like in class. If I'm not in class, I have like limited time to eat and sleep.
Oh man. Class and work. I remember those days. Music is way too loud. Cannot hear guests. Sorry. Let me lower some stuff. Okay. That should be better. It's super low, I think.
It got louder.
What the hell? I'll just turn it off. Oh, they can't hear you at all. Hmm.
Oh,
I hate
that's weird.
this. Everything, like every time I restart my computer, everything just breaks. Let's see. You hear me. You debating? You debating, bro? Lydia, can you hear Saren or
Lydia, can you hear me?
Lydia? Can you hear me? I don't think so. I didn't see the thing move. Browser system. No. Let me check
Oh,
something.
let me just drop and come back and see if that fixes it.
It's probably a me thing. Let me just change one thing and see if they can hear you. Oh, you, damn it, you left. You just couldn't wait. Let's see. Try now.
Lydia, can you hear me now?
Nope. Let's try this one. Still no. Okay, system. Wavelength system. Speak, child. Oh. Wait. did I hear? Did you speak? I didn't hear you. Oh, but now I can't hear you. What the hell? I can't hear you. Browser. Let's change this to browser. I hate this. I really do. Hello? Okay, I can hear you and everybody else can hear you. I'm pretty sure. Right? Lydia? Or was he super low? God damn it. Is good? Was it low? Okay. All right. Jesus. No. Wait. No, you're not low. Okay, we're good. All right, we're good. Yeah. Every time I restart my PC, it just everything just changes. For some reason, my whole volume mixer always resets, and it's probably because of my Stream Deck that I have. That I think when I have a couple functions on here. It's like a little how would you like a little user interface thing that I have here that has buttons, so I can like change the audio to come through my headphones or go through my speakers. And I think when I do those two buttons, it like changes everything. Yeah, everything kind of like breaks. I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to this whole Stream Deck thing. It's frustrating. So yeah, oftentimes I gotta like go back in and change all my settings to make sure you're coming through like the right audio outputs. I'm probably making it more complicated than it needs to be if I just like streamed to my, without the Stream Deck, but whatever. Did you want to talk about anything before I start pulling people up? Uh, yeah, I have a feeling they're a troll because I've been telling them to just give me a brief summary of what they want to talk about, and they haven't. Only because they came in and instantly requested up and said, "Let me join." You know how that usually goes, but we'll see. I hear myself. Hello? Hey, are you over 18? Oh, okay. What year were you born? All right. Well, what's up? What's your question? What did you want to say about the prompt? Yeah, everybody should be vegan because there's no need to use animals. There's no need to exploit them on our behalf unnecessarily. We're talking about that there's time. Just to be clear, do you understand what the definition of veganism is? Just so we know we're on the same page. Well, what's your definition? Maybe you already get it. Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, that's what a lot of people think veganism is. They think it's just about consumption of food. But let me give you the definition, and then maybe that'll help answer your question a little bit, and maybe navigate the conversation a little bit easier. But yeah, so veganism is a philosophy and a way of living that seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals. So, such things as food, clothing, horseback riding, circuses, zoos, aquariums, clothing. I think I said that already, but using animal products for makeup, things like that. So, does that make sense? Well, wool comes from sheep, right? I wear mostly cotton, but yeah, some fabrics have a mixture of polyester and cotton. You can't wear cotton either. And that doesn't affect your eczema at all? Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. I I mean, I don't know enough about eczema specifically, so I can't speak on. Mhm. So there's a couple of things to that question that I would say. Veganism is a mindset, right? So it's about recognizing that in the areas where you do not have to use or exploit animals, you don't. So if, like I said, I don't know enough about eczema to speak on eczema specifically, but if that is a concern that you have looked into and you've done the research to find that you have to wear wool because cotton, polyester, hemp, uh, whatever, any other non animal product clothing that you have tried, you just cannot wear. You can still live vegan. Because remember, the definition says as far as practicable and possible. We're not saying that suck it up and you should just wear cotton and be itchy and suffer and go through pain. But if you just cannot wear anything that comes from plant derived materials, then you can still live vegan in other aspects of your life, right? So I understand that you are having difficulties with clothing, but if that's something that you just can't avoid, are you still choosing to exploit animals for things like food, right? Well, why not? I mean, I get it. Like, I'm a big food person. I love food. It's one of the many vices I have that I just enjoy partaking in eating different kinds of food. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people were in your position that felt like they could never go vegan. They can't imagine going vegan. And were born, just like you, ate meat their entire life and made the switch. I mean, you said you're 22, and I didn't go vegan until I was like 26, 27. So, yeah, I was in the same position as you, definitely a big food lover, uh, and I made the switch. So, especially now in this day and age, you have so many different alternatives that are very similar to animal products that you can just buy those instead. Hmm. I mean, did you season it like you would? Like all you have to do is season it the same way that you would, regular animal products. Like maybe the difference is like 10%, 10 to 15% taste difference. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but go ahead, Sarah.
Wait, you don't need to eat meat to survive. We can survive on plant-based diets.
I mean, I'm not saying we have to. It's just
You said for survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with survival or you being fit. This is just irrelevant because we can all survive on plant-based diets.
okay. And what I'm getting at is, I mean, Jesus Christ, my throat is clogged. But what I'm saying is, like, why is it so bad if I enjoy a burger? Like,
Because one of them was obtained through a rights violation and one of them was not. That's why it's bad.
and what rights do animals have?
Yeah, basic moral consideration. They should have the right to life. They shouldn't be exploited or abused. Right? Does that make sense? Like, do you have some intuition that like you shouldn't just eat your cat or your dog?
I mean, like, obviously I wouldn't do that because I draw the line at like at like household pets. Like I draw the line at like cats and dogs. I
Why?
mean, that's it.
Why do you draw the line there?
Because personally, I'd never eat one of those. I fucked up some rabbit stew. Like
So you're saying it like again and again that you just wouldn't. I'm asking why. I want a reason for why you draw the line there.
it, I mean, well, dogs and cats are some of the most intelligent species ever, and also if we are talking purely nutrients, I'm just gonna go off of protein. They have less protein than, let's say, a cow or a bison, for example.
Um, okay, so your first point was that uh, they're more intelligent. That's just like factually incorrect because pigs, cows, chickens are all um, equally as intelligent as cats and dogs. Pigs specifically can be up to as intelligent as like 2 and 3 year olds, and sometimes even more intelligent than cats and dogs.
Yeah, pigs are
So that
fifth in the most intelligent species on the planet. Fifth. I
All
think
right.
fifth or eighth, somewhere around there. But
Okay.
dogs and cats don't aren't are like dogs specifically are like somewhere around 15, rank 15. So
Okay. Even if we are let's say intelligence is completely out the window, they have less nutrients than um
I mean, how do you know? Have you
than
ever looked into it?
Yeah,
not.
what's the nutrient that cows have that dogs don't have?
I said they have less. Let's talk about protein.
They
Like
have less protein.
yeah.
How much less?
I mean, a sing. Okay, let's take a brisket for example. A average choice grade brisket has what? I want to say like 35 grams of protein.
Yeah, and how much protein does a dog brisket have?
Dogs don't have brisket.
Okay, if you were to just make dog meat into a brisket form, how much protein would it have?
Uh, I don't know, probably around 10 because most dogs are pretty fatty compared to like a cow.
Dogs are fattier than cows?
I
Are you
no
serious?
no if we are comparing if like God, I cannot speak
It's
today.
all right. It's all
If
right.
we
Take your time.
all right, if we are comparing like relative to their body weight, obviously cows are a, like a million times fatter, but I'm just saying relative to their body weight.
Yeah, overall, cows are bigger, sure, but that's going to be irrelevant to the point that you were making initially about how there's more protein density
And
in cow
and
meat than dog meat.
and
You see, there's a
okay,
difference in the points you were making just now?
yeah, and plus the effort it would take to trim up a dog, the effort it would take to trim up a dog compared to a cow, and the amount of actual edible meat you would get is not worth the effort.
Okay,
Like,
well, I mean, the same thing could be said about a cow too, but this is all kind of irrelevant. You can get sufficient protein, all 9 amino acids, or is it 7 or 9 amino acids from plant-based sources. So there's no need to actually go and commit a rights violation against either of these non-human animals, cows or dogs. You
all
can
right,
get sufficient protein from plants, so you don't even need to commit the rights violation.
all
Does that?
right, all right. What do you think of people like me? What do you think of people like me? Like going out on the weekends and occasionally hunting a deer.
Um, Yeah, if you're occasionally doing it, then like it seems like you don't need to do it for your survival.
I
So
mean,
if you're just gonna go out there and do it for sport or for fun or something, I'm gonna say, yeah, that's probably not good that you're just going out and committing a
I
rights
mean,
violation for
I
fun.
mean, animals hunt each other for fun.
Yeah, are you just like another animal, or are you a human with moral agency?
Like, like,
Do you take do you like model your ethical stance after a lion's ethical stance?
no,
Okay, then that point was irrelevant about animals eat other animals in nature, right? It's
we are
completely irrelevant.
carnivores. I'm not saying we have to eat meat, but we are built to eat both meat and plants. And
Yeah, we're cultural omnivores, but we don't have to. Like, omnivores means you can survive on um, you could survive on a plant and meat based diet, but you could also just survive on a completely herbivorous diet. That's included in the definition of
and
omnivorous.
and also
Wait, hold on, hold on. Don't just
it's
say and also. Like, can you acknowledge what I said? Like, part of
yes.
being omnivorous is that you can survive off of a herbivorous diet.
All right. All right.
Okay.
I acknowledge what you said. It also depends on how much you're going to enjoy that life. I mean, see, personally, I could never enjoy a life of
It's
just
not
eating.
about how much you enjoy it. First of all, you can enjoy it because,
I'm
for
not
like,
saying you can't.
okay, well, I don't know why you're bringing up the enjoyment factor. We're trying to keep the conversation on the ethics of it. You know, you don't have to commit a rights violation. And so if you don't have to, then you shouldn't.
Like, like, okay, just because we can't go vegan doesn't mean we should. I mean,
Wait, that is kind of like the whole point. If you can go vegan, then you actually should because do you have an intuition that you shouldn't commit rights violations when you don't have to?
all right, can't. Like,
Can you answer that? Like
yes.
if you
I'm,
sorry.
like, is it okay that I just bounce in between point and point so I don't forget what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the conversation linear, and
All
you're
right.
the one who's bouncing between points a little bit. So
Like,
if you
yeah.
don't need to commit a rights violation, then you shouldn't, right?
Can you tell me how me occasionally hunting is a rights violation?
Yeah, if you go up to an innocent animal in nature and you take their life away from them, that's going to be a rights violation.
I mean, like like can you explain to me how? I mean, like
You're
if
thinking in
we're
the
here,
terms of
if
like rights, like the law. We're not talking about having rights from legality. We're talking about their basic right to life, the right that they inherited once they were born. Once an animal or a being is born, they have their own inherent right to just living, to being left alone, to live their life the way they want to, right? So, stop thinking about rights as a term of like legality. We're talking about their basic right to life. So once you take
Oh,
that life from them, you definitely took away their rights.
I mean, like, can you? I will believe you if you can show me proof that animals have the right to life. I mean, if we are being for real, there. I mean, let's say I went out, I hunted a deer. If we are being for real, that deer would have probably been taken out by another hunter or a random ass animal.
Well, why is it on you to decide when that deer loses its life? Like, why is it up to you to
Um,
say, well, they're gonna die eventually, so I'm just gonna take their life now and then use it for my pleasure, for my gain? Because if everybody used that sort of justification, then we would have murderers in court saying, well, we're all gonna die anyway, I just did it a little bit earlier. You understand how
I
that
mean,
logic is
well,
not?
venison is delicious. Deer jerky is delicious, and
Well, you just
Wait,
proved
this
my
doesn't
point.
address. Yeah, this doesn't address anything for what that vegan perspective just said to you. You're just now you're
and
pivoting. Now you're pivoting to another point about why it's okay because it's delicious, but you're not even acknowledging the fact that there's a rights violation occurring.
gang. Do you realize how? All right. A animals. Let's say hypothetically, if they did have rights, who who's gonna enforce them? Who's gonna enforce them? No one,
Well,
because
we're just talking about a negative right to life, right? Like we're not talking about positive rights where they should have the right to vote or something like that. We're just saying we should leave them alone if we can, you know?
and you realize billions of animals die due to farming, right?
So this is a new point. Can you address the thing that I just said?
Y'all niggas gotta be slow.
Oh my god, you're such a child. No way.
uh, it's not even like a thing that you should be saying to people. We tried to hold your hand and walk you through the conversation, and you weren't tracking. You kept jumping around, and then to end on an immature note like that is just sad. Let's just pull this guy up because they've been having a lot to say in the comments. Heathley? I'm not sure if that's how you say it, unless they drop down. What's up, Heathley? Are you over 18?
Yeah,
Oh, well, how old are you?
I'm 57.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Uh, yeah. Do you
Thanks.
understand what veganism is?
I do.
Oh, just so we can make sure we're on the same page, could you explain me what your interpretation of veganism is?
Well, I don't interpret it because I don't practice it.
I mean, I don't practice Catholic, right? I'm not Christian or religious, right? But I can still have an interpretation of what I believe it to be, right?
Well,
Even if I'm
yes,
wrong.
but you don't know the intricacies
Yeah,
of that
but my
religion.
interpretation can be wrong, right?
Okay, veganism to me is I'm somebody that doesn't eat meat.
Okay. So if a friend came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm vegan," that's what you would think. That's the most you would think about what their choice to be vegan is, not eating animals.
Sure, because I don't care what they eat.
Well, I'm just, bro, slow down.
Well, I just
I
answered
pulled
you.
you up.
You
I know,
asked
but
me and I answered.
you're just being passive aggressive, and I'm just trying to understand what you think
Am I?
veganism
Am
is.
I
Yeah,
being aggressive?
yeah, you're being condescending.
Well, I don't think so. I answered your question.
Okay, well, in further condescending note. So let me give you the definition of veganism
Well,
so we
that's
can
your
be on the
opinion,
same
I
page,
guess.
okay? So veganism is
Sure.
a philosophy and a way of living that seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So that's zoos, horseback riding, dog racing, dog fighting, clothes, animal products in your makeup. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. And food as well. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. So why aren't you vegan? What is your excuse for abusing animals?
My excuse?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your excuse for being vegan?
Why would I need an excuse for an inaction if I'm not taking the lives of animals? How would I need to generate an excuse
See, I
for
don't
not doing
judge
something?
you for being vegan,
Well, I don't care if you judge
but
me.
you're judging me for not being vegan.
Yeah, because you're
Just give
taking.
us just give us the reason,
Well,
Heathley, for why you're not vegan.
TikTok.
And then we can give you our reasons and then we can give you our reasons for why we are vegan. But we'll
Well,
just start with you
you.
first.
Oh,
And you have really bad connection, so maybe
for
try
me.
to fix that.
Yeah, you're on. You got one bar red. We can't hear you. I'll give you a minute. Uh, if you can't fix your connection, we'll just drop you, and you can either fix it, come back later, or we'll just move on to the next guest.
And like
Well,
maybe
I've got 4 bars
oof,
right now. So my
no, you have one bar
Yeah, on
for
my screen you
me.
got one bar.
And you're
well, I'm
also
looking at
just
my
cutting
phone.
the
I have
internet.
4 bars.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
I
So
hate to
can you
break it
just go
to
ahead
you,
and give
but
us the
on
reason?
our end, you are not connecting. So let's stop trying to back and forth on what your internet connection is, and just go ahead and try to give us your reason for why you.
Okay. Well, if I
Yeah, see, it's not working.
Yeah, like you're cutting out like in the middle of your sentence and you're like, my internet's good, man. It's like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. Like not trying to like be condescending or rude or anything, but you're literally like we can't hear you.
you mean literally,
Yes.
Yes,
literally, how come I can hear every word you say?
I don't
because
know.
my connection is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so your connection to me is good, but my connection to you is bad.
Your connection to TikTok from your phone is bad. It's not about like it's don't
Do you
take it
know how the
personally.
internet works? Do you
Okay,
know how the internet works?
oh my God, Heathley. Just here,
Fucking
let's just start
morons.
over. Let's just, okay. You don't have to crash out, you little crybaby. Just go ahead and tell us the reason why you think it's okay.
Crybaby?
Here, hold on, Heathley. Go ahead and give us the
What?
reason.
No, no. Now I'm a
Oh my
crybaby.
God.
You
Yes,
just
you
called me a
are.
crybaby.
Yes, because you can't seem to stop
Oh, did I call
crying
you
for
any
some
names?
reason.
Did I call you any names?
It doesn't matter. I don't care if you call me
Sure it does.
names. Oh
So
my God.
you're the
Are you
name
just
caller.
gonna keep crying? Are you just gonna keep crying, Heathley?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes, you're crying. You're still crying. Can you just give us the reason for like the
I'm
20th
actually
time?
laughing. I'm actually laughing. I'm not crying.
Man, that's the most silent laugh I've ever heard. Goodbye.
Very weird laughter coming from his end
I
there.
mean, 57 years old and then trying to explain to a bunch of youngins about how the internet works. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're connected to the internet perfectly fine. You can hear us, but we're getting an audio delay because of your poor internet connection. Uh, it's, it's not that
I don't know
complicated.
why he's taking that personally. Like we're just trying to tell you like it's hard to hear you because you're cutting in and out. It's not personal at all. Like it's just the fucking internet connection. Like there's literally we're not attacking you, dude. How I don't even know how to make that clearer.
You making fun of my internet? You calling my internet
Yeah.
bad? How dare? I guess he probably just didn't have an argument, and he just resorted to just acting like that.
No, yeah, he just wanted any reason to just crash out, I guess. I don't know.
Oops. I think I clicked on the wrong person. Whatever. Here comes Cat Wizard.
Hello?
Uh, are you over 18, Cat Wizard? It's for TikTok purposes. You have to be over 18.
Yes, I'm 19, born in 2005.
Oh, I know. I know you. Did you change your
Mhm.
name?
Yes, I have.
You're the one that you ride horses, right?
yes.
Okay. Well, me and you had a conversation. Are you still having conflicting thoughts and you wanted to just dive into another conversation, or have you thought about our previous conversation and you've, I don't know, had some changes in
Well, I just want to hop in real quick because I have to go in like a couple minutes, but I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is catch and release vegan or no?
I mean,
What's the intent for catching? Are you talking about fishing?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're just catching sentient beings for fun, that's probably not good. Even if you release them back, you just shouldn't take them out of their environment for your own like narcissistic pleasure. You should just not do that instead.
hmm like what if I
Is
got
it
enjoyment out of walking up to stray dogs on the street and putting them in a chokehold for like a minute and then letting go of them? Like, would you say that that's immoral?
Like strangle and release.
okay? I get what you are saying.
Yeah, because that's what happens, right? They come out of the water, they're essentially being suffocated, right? Because they're not in the water to breathe, and then you just say, "Hey, take a picture, throw them back in." And I don't know enough about fishing, but I've heard that oftentimes some of the fish can be so concussed that even throwing them back in the water doesn't mean that they go back to living a normal life. That sometimes they do end up, you know, being unalived, right? So just because it's fun to do to catch a fish. So
Yes, I
does that answer your
understand.
question?
Yes. One more. It is similar to the catch and release. I like to go around and find insects like spiders, centipedes. I like to just try and just catch them and look at them, and then I let them go. Is that vegan or no?
Sarah, what do you
Well,
think?
I mean, are you being like gentle with them or like are
Yes.
you okay? Like honestly, like that's probably not as bad if you're actually cuz like there's a difference between, the strangle and release thing and this is where you're like if you're genuinely trying to like look at a species and if I don't know if you're like picking it up out of and like it's obviously struggling, maybe put it back down. But if you're like holding your hand out and it just crawls onto you, there's nothing wrong with that. Like obviously the spider or whatever is clearly fine with just walking up onto your hand. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're being like gentle and you don't have an intention to like exploit it or like kill it or something like that. There's nothing wrong with just like looking at it and admiring it.
Okay, so it is. Is it vegan or no?
Well, just like think about the principle of intention. Like, do you have this intention to use it, or do you just want to like observe them? Because you don't need to touch them and pick them up if you just want to observe them.
Yeah, I would say, and maybe this will help because I just was thinking about it of the way Saren explained it as well. Like if I had a net and I ran around capturing butterflies, I could see that as being a little bit immoral because you're just like capturing them with this net and it probably causes them some sort of stress, whether you think that it does or doesn't. It probably does, because some insects have shown cases of sentience and they've mourned their dead, and ants will often amputate the legs off of other injured ants to help them. So there's some level of sentience there. I mean, well, there is sentience there, but um, some form of intelligence. So like if I ran around and just captured butterflies with a net, that I think would be definitely immoral. But if I just put my hand out and like maybe went under a butterfly and they crawled up on me, then that's fine, right? That's what I would say. So that think of how you capture these animals or these insects, or how you interact with them, and just think, okay, is this probably causing them some sort of distress? If it is, then it's probably something that you should not do, because you wouldn't like it if an alien species came down to Earth and scooped you up in a net, looked at you and said, "Oh, you're really nice," and then just dropped you right back down to Earth. You'd be like, "What the hell was that?" Right? So, um, does that help answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you, but I have to get going.
Okay. Stop riding horses. Okay.
Oh, it is not that easy.
I know you love horses, but you can still like interact with them and show an appreciation for them and a love for them without riding them. I'm sure they
All
would
right,
love you either way.
I'll I will be working on that, but thank you.
Okay. I'm sure I'll bump into you again in the future.
All right, goodbye.
Take care.
Thank you for being nice, Cat Wizard.
Yeah, she's been up here. That's probably her third time coming up here. She's respectful. I think she still sees. I mean, she has expressed an appreciation for like life. But yeah, the horseback riding. I mean, I know that she thinks it's kind of like how do I put it? I don't want to say hunting, and hunters think they're doing good, but it's like backyard eggs. Like in her mind, she doesn't put the horse under stress by like doing rigorous uh, I don't know, methods, but they like lean against the horse and let the horse get used to the pressure of them leaning on them, to where then when they finally decide that they're going to get on top of the horse is okay with it. And I would still think that, like, I don't know, you don't need to ride the horse. I know that maybe they don't mind it, but if it's going to cause harm to them in any capacity, then why even do it? Just leave them alone, you know?
And you have to get them to a point of not minding it. Like you're literally conditioning them for the purpose of writing them, and that conditioning takes time. So if they were just okay with it, then they would just like consent, immediately. Obviously they can't consent, but it's just like it's very obvious that you're conditioning horses to be rode or ridden, sorry, which is just another form of like commodification. Like you're just using or trying to see an animal for what it can do for you. That's not like mutual respect. You're only taking care of these horses for your own personal gain ultimately. If you truly cared about those horses, you would just let them live their lives respectfully, and you would provide for them, nice environments, adequate food, and love. And you don't need to ride them.
Yeah, exactly. That's something that she's always come in and expressed for, and I try to tell her the same thing. Like, you're conditioning the horse. You know what I mean? Like, if I take it's very much like partners in an abusive relationship, and one is abusive towards the other, and they're like, no, no, they love me. They're they care about me. They do it because they love me. It's like, no, that person has been conditioned to think that that's love. So um, I mean, maybe she's not like physically abusing the horses, but you're still doing it and conditioning it in a way that it normally wouldn't act in nature. So if you show an appreciation for horses and you love them, like, just take care of them and like interact with them in a level that doesn't involve using them for your benefit. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I also really liked that example you gave about just going up to a dog and strangling it for like a couple of seconds. Like,
Strangle and
I
release.
yeah, I have not heard that analogy before, so that was like perfect, honestly, in my mind.
Yeah. I think that sometimes is what I'm good at, is like trying to find analogies that are very similar and maybe that people can relate to, but I know that when it comes to how I speak, I could do better in in some ways of the verbiage I use, the terms I use, and things like that. But um, analogies I do like enjoy coming up with, and it's like the same. It literally is the same thing. Like, except the fish is probably worse because you're like pulling them out of their home to do it. So
Yeah, yeah, it is definitely worse for the fish. Well, I mean, it's two different types of suffocation, but yeah, like I think one of those suffocation methods is probably worse. But the commonality of intention to just like show that you have power over a less intelligent being is perfectly analogous in both scenarios.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's like humans' obsessive nature with wanting to wanting it's like wanting to see the world, like wanting to travel the world and see all these interesting things. I think humans they also want to like interact with all these different species of animals, and they'll do anything to do it and not even take into consideration the animal. So it's like, for what purpose do you do catch and release? Like, oh, like that was fun, like I got to pull this fish and interact with this fish and throw it in, and now I feel so connected with nature now. It's like, how is that even connected? Like, why don't you? I know that people have made suggestions of like, if you still enjoy, if you enjoy fishing, why don't you do something like, I don't even know what it's called, but taking like those magnets and like scouring lakes and looking for, artifacts in the water, and that's still kind of like the similar action of like throwing the line into the water and scooping something out, and feeling like rewarded because did it, you found something, rather than like use an animal for that to fulfill that sense of pleasure of like sport or fun.
I haven't even I've never heard of magnet fishing, honestly. I've never thought about that, never heard of it, but now I really want to do it because that sounds so fun.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen a couple of people do it. They just have this gigantic magnet and they just like run it across magnet. Is it just called magnet fishing, Lydia? And they just like find things, like they find like old cell phones, and the cool thing about that too, which I didn't even think about it until now, is that you're also helping the wildlife there, because those materials, and what is it, like metal, what is it called, it's like metal something, but pretty much, when you have like metal and steel objects in the water and that erodes and then that lets off toxins, like you're not only getting enjoyment out of magnet fishing, but you're also helping the ecosystem of the for the fish in the water as well. So by taking out those toxins, so it's like a win-win.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now I'm even more compelled to go magnet fishing. Give me more good reasons and I'll go right now.
You could be the spokesperson for showing people, hey, look, don't catch and release. You can do videos showing the cat wizard, look, do this instead, and feel like you're actually one with the animals because you're helping them thrive rather than hurting their ability to thrive.
Yeah, like that's such a good point. Like when you're doing something for the with the intention to benefit another species or just the animal in general that you're possibly exploiting, when you have the intention to benefit them in whatever action you're doing, that's good. That's going to be okay at the very least. It's not wrong to do that. Like that is very like intuitive for what would be connecting to nature.
Yeah. Well, if you ever end up going magnet fishing, definitely take some videos and hopefully you find some interesting stuff. That'd be cool.
Now I want to do it so bad.
You might find some crazy stuff. Like Lydia said, I did see that video of a guy, he found a gigant, like a bicycle in the lake. Maybe you'll even solve some murder cases of people that have thrown stuff into the lake, and you could help some family come to terms with, I don't know, something. I don't know. It seems like a very beneficial thing to do in
Yeah,
general.
like if you're getting like the metals and toxins out of the water, that's good, obviously. But you can think of things that are just like obviously bad for the environment. Like there's going to be like batteries and stuff that are just down in the middle of the lake that have been sitting there for years, just slowly releasing acid into the water and polluting it. So just getting those out of there in general, even if you don't want that shit, it's going to be way better for the environment and for the lake or ocean or whatever you're fishing in. Maybe we shouldn't call it fishing though, because the I just want to rebrand the action so that it's not associated with the commodification and exploitation of fishes. We can call it magneting, water magneting.
Water magneting. Yeah, I think that's why I'm glad I met all the TikTok people on here because they've shown me that you definitely need to be precautious of the words you choose to use. And I always mess up. I always sometimes refer to somebody as it, and it's definitely taking some practice. And even just yesterday, when the guest kept talking about addiction, and it's like, hey, I don't think you should be, using that term because there are people that definitely suffer from addiction, but um, yeah, definitely should always try to strive away from harmful terminology and like use either something new or yeah. My volume is extremely low, much lower than the person speaking. Okay, now I'm probably louder. But yeah, it's a learning curve for sure.
Of course, yeah, and yeah, every vegan is still learning as much as they can. So that's just a part of the process. You never, even if you become vegan, you're never gonna stop just like learning or having the desire to learn more stuff. That's still just part of the natural process of confronting our cognitive dissonance and seeking out more ways to confront that cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love always learning new things. I forgot what it was because we watched the documentary yesterday. Um, Maybe it was bioaccumulation. Like I've known what that was, but never could find the perfect word to explain it to somebody. Um, and the documentary I saw yesterday, they talked about bioaccumulation. I'm like, that's the fucking word. The little fish eats the big fish eats the little fish, and it repeats and repeats and repeats, and all those toxins and mercury gets magnified. And then you consume the big fish, and you get mercury poisoning or whatever.
Oh, I don't really know too much about that, but that's very interesting. I'm gonna look into that later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, what I'm referring to is called Oops, I cut out bioaccumulation. Let me look it up since we are just chilling anyway. Oops, I just typed in bioaccumulation. I didn't even type what is. Let me ask, how does bioaccumulation work? Mercury poisoning is why consuming large fish is dangerous. Yep. Which is why pregnant women avoid it, right? I think the standards for that has even gone up. It used to be like you could have it here and there, and now I think they say like once a week or even just no fish at all. Um, Let me see if I could
If you find a good link, you could maybe put it in the environmental tab or something like that, so that I can go look at it later.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see if I can find some. What is this? Extensive toxicology network. Text toxicology information briefs. Oh, this looks too nerdy for me. I usually just like copy the whole thing and say, "Hey, can you simplify this for me?" Because I don't know what I'm reading. Bioaccumulation is a process where harmful substances generally build up in organisms over time, often because they are absorbed faster than they can be broken down or excreted. These substances can accumulate in fatty tissues and persist in the environment, posing risks to both organisms and ecosystems they inhabit. As these substances move up the food chain, their concentration can increase, leading to further environmental health concerns. So I thought it was just about like food as well, but like little fish, big fish eating little fish, and then that repeating until it gets to us. But um, it's not only consumption; it also mentions that uh, that fish can absorb these toxic chemicals through their skin as well. So like inhaling like all these toxic metals that we throw into the water and plastics, and then also just through skin absorption and ingestion of what they eat, it gets like ex- magnified on large scale because like the thing said, which I didn't even think about, they can't process it and poop it out fast enough. So it's just like mercury going up and up and up and up the food chain until then we eat the fish, and then we just have like this huge fish with so much mercury poisoning in its system. I don't know. I've never liked fish, so I've never really been a fish person. So when I was eating animals, I was not eating fish. It always was too stinky for me. Too stinky. I'll put it in the Discord though. Nutrition, food sharing, essential info, music, more reading, further reading. I'll put it in essential info. Consuming fish such as what? Consuming fish such as weird thought to me now. Parasites are a big risk too. Fresh fish doesn't really have a smell. Well, it's fine. Not really interested if they stink or don't stink.
Yeah, it's not stinky, so it's fine actually to hunt fish.
Also, will save you from microplastics. But does that save the fish from the knife? That is the correct. I don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say? It doesn't save the fish, whether it's fresh fish or micro-free plastic. Imagine that being like, oh Jesus, like the next thing for like free range. Oh, micro-free plastic fish. I guess they probably have that if they market it as fresh fish. I'm assuming people, yeah, save the fish, don't eat the fish. Oh, what a quiet day today. Is somebody else live? I'm still blessed to have Saren here.
Yeah, I actually do have to go back to work here soon, so
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you
I'll
coming
catch you
by
later.
and
Yeah,
hanging
I
out.
appreciate you having me up and talking to me and giving me some new things to think about with the strangle and release, the bioaccumulation, and I think there was one other thing that I was interested in, but I forgot it.
The butterfly analogy? Oh no, it was it was the strangle and release. Yeah, well, yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming by. You're always welcome up. Have
Okay,
have fun.
bye. Thanks.
See you later. 50% of the plastic in the ocean. Yeah, I really try as hard as I can to avoid plastic. I do see a lot of companies making some minor switches to using, cardboard and paper. Like let me feel this. Is this one of the one? Like the the gummies that I bought from Sierra's Link. It has a little bit of plastic, but most of the outer exterior is like paper, which I think is cool. Like, you know, making as many changes as we can to help the environment. Uh, did that person leave? Somebody in on the YouTube front was saying that I'm not a vegan. They're working on worms that eat plastic. Holy shit, that'd be cool. They need to work on a species that eats styrofoam, because I know that's like a huge issue. You just cannot break it down. Styrofoam, and maybe it's just styrofoam. That's cool. I didn't know about that. I'll have to look into that. Worms that eat plastic. Holy shit. It's not vegan though, is it? I mean, if it's feeding them. No, I don't know. I don't know. I have to read up on it. That's interesting though. I didn't know that. Huh. Worms that eat plastic. Oh, but this person on the YouTube side, yeah, Yeah. Yeah, probably. I know there was this like in Florida. There was this big. I might mess this story up because I was so young at the time or younger. But in Florida, there was a university. I'm pretty sure it was Florida that was trying to look into obviously the eradication of mosquitoes because they're such a problem, right? And they came up with this species of insect that was supposed to be a predator to the mosquito. I think they're called love bugs. What's up, Martin? And what's up, Louis? Um, they're called love bugs because they're like two bugs that are connected at their behinds. They're actually so annoying, but they um they ended up releasing all of these love bugs, and then turns out that they were not doing shit to the mosquitoes. So then we just had like more insects flying around, which then increased the population of like frogs, and now people have like a shit ton. Well, this was a long time ago, but we just have like a shit ton of frogs in our pools and stuff eating all these love bugs. But then I guess the frogs are a predator to the flies, right? So that helps. But they're called love bugs. Is everybody? If anybody's ever curious to look into them, pretty sure they're called love bugs. Cornstarch and petroleum? Huh? I don't get that one. Oh wait, sorry. So this person, I was gonna say what this person on YouTube said, and then I kind of got distracted. But he said, "I'm not vegan because I do not support the principles of veganism." I always forget what EG is, but I don't believe food. Wait, what did he say? I think he meant to say food animals. I don't believe food animals, quote, food animals have a right to life when I want to consume them. He then said, I eat chicken, eggs, beef, lamb, fish. Doesn't make it wrong just because you say so. I don't eat dogs because they're forbidden in my faith. I only eat herbivores and sea animals. And I said, chickens aren't herbivores. And then they left. We need to eat meat. What do you mean? We. I don't understand. You don't need to. You want to? It's very different than need. Need and a want are two different things. What you're saying is you want to, which is a problem, right? Because when your wants infringe on other people's right to life, just basic life, that is a problem. Something that should be considered. Asking questions. Oh, nobody said they were people. Did I say people? I said they. I said when people consume animals from a want, that it infringes on their rights, their right to life. I abused people in that rant by saying, oh wait, by saying that people who choose to consume animals for a want, that should be something that should be considered and talked about. How did I abuse people? That's weird. Other animals eat meat. Why can't we? I mean, other animals sniff each other's asses. Do you do that? Do you look to nature for justifications on things that you do? Making false statements. And it's quiet. Let me see if I put on. Is this music too loud? Wait, I don't even think you can hear it now. Okay. I don't want it to be too loud, but I don't... Sitting in silence is making me uncomfortable. They are prey. They live to be food for others. I mean, they're prey, but that's not like... It's not like their purpose. It's not like, oh, they are here for this. It's just... You're just using like a term to describe what they are. Like because they are eaten by other animals, it makes them prey. It doesn't mean that that's what their purpose is. It doesn't mean that they're like... They're there to fulfill that. It just happens. It's just like what happens. Maybe I'm not choosing the correct way to word that, but you're just saying like you're just using a word to say, oh, see, that's their purpose. I mean, we could be eaten by we could be eaten by a bear, right? And that would make us prey in that circumstance, right? And maybe Keith knows more of that because I would assume, and I'm just guessing, I don't know, I'm making assumptions, that that the trophic scale would be what would be used to determine which species of animals is prey and predator to who. But maybe I'm wrong on that. But I feel like if you have a bear, a lion, a tiger, a shark, on the trophic scale, they would be above us. So that would mean that since we're below them, we are prey to them. I don't even understand what the point of this, how this conversation contributes to anything. We're just arguing like words right now. Eight people building a railroad. What movie is that? Is that that? No, I'm not gonna say it. That's not that movie that came out recently, right? With what's his face? The guy that plays Knuckles. What is his name? Wasn't it just called like Lion or something? I don't remember. Oh, it's older? Never mind. I'm thinking of something else then. Yeah, I don't remember. Two lions eating people building a railroad. Sorry if you hear my keyboard. I tried to The Ghost and the Darkness, Secondhand Lions. Looks like The Ghost and the Darkness is what came up for me. It does look old. Oh my god. I thought I clicked on an image and it was the trailer. That shit jump scared me. Jesus Christ, my butthole. Sorry. The Ghost and the Darkness, based on a true story, tells the tale of two lions known as the Savo man-eaters that terrorized and unalived workers during the construction of a railway in Kenya, 1898. Lions nicknamed the Ghost and the Darkness were unusually aggressive and unalived over 130 people over several months. The movie dramatizes the efforts of... Yeah, whatever. Now we're just talking about dramatization. I did. That scared the shit out of me. I literally jumped in my chair. Thought there was a lion behind me. I was about to be its prey. But is there any validity to what I said though? Like, we're not predators to animals that are above us on the what is it called again? The trophic scale, right? Like, they're above us because we're prey to them. I don't know. I'm just guessing. They aren't above us on the food chain. What is the food chain? Where do we fall on the food chain? What is the food chain? Explain. Yeah, I figured. I don't know if we're at the top of the food chain. The food chain is what? The transfer of energy, right? If I remember correctly. I could literally pull it up right now. Let me get an image. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Lydia. What is the food chain? Grass, deer, what is it? Deer eats grass, lion eats deer, lion dies, mushrooms eat lion's body, turns into grass, grass eats deer. Like, that's the food chain. You're describing something else. Producer, green plant. Primary consumer, grasshopper. Secondary consumer, frog. Territory consumer, not territory, I don't know. Territory, I can't say it, but snake. Final consumer, hawk. And then final consumer again, fungi. We are the lion that. Damn, lion's got that 4.0 GPA. Damn. We are omnivores. Yes, because we're omnivores, there's no way that we are that high on the food chain. It's based off of like who eats what or who eats who. Well, no, both. Right? Yeah, bro, he's also trying to get that 4.0. If you're vegan, why did you request? You already know that there's no excuse for animal abuse, right? Yeah. Hold on. Let me try to repeat exactly what I said like you did. Shit, what did I say? But you're vegan. Why'd you request? You already know there's no excuse for animal abuse. Yeah, I thought so. What do I call a chicken that can count? Is this going to be offensive? Go for it. Well, you didn't even like address the fact that everybody in here says you're wrong. You just said we're on the top, and everybody's telling you no, we're not on the top. And we went into an explanation of why we're not on the top, and then you didn't say anything. You just said that she hasn't taught you anything. Math ma chicken. Okay. Well, unfortunately, in this live of 7 people, where a few of them are probably not even really here, they're just kind of hanging out with the live open. 3 people almost is everyone. It's almost 50%. Oh wait, what's going on on the YouTube side? Never been on TikTok, and there's always so many comments. Yeah, Martin, that's the good thing about TikTok is the reach is much better than YouTube, unfortunately. So yeah. Oh, I remember this person. I've interacted with you before, Keo. What's going on?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, I remember you.
You do?
Yeah, I do. What's going on?
What? I mean, not much, man. Where do I know you from?
You came up on my live before. I had a conversation with you with I don't remember who, but yeah, I remember you. I know you're not vegan. I don't remember why. I remember you pivoted a bunch, but I mean, you can ask. We can just kind of. I know you're over 18. I know that you've gotten the definition of veganism. So then I guess the only question is, what do you think about the prompt?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like you already know me. I feel like we should be dating, you know. But
I'm taken. Sorry, but what do you think about the prompt?
uh, well, how taken are you? Like serious relationship or like casual?
Well, I split 50% of myself with my partner and then 50% of myself to the animal advocacy. So 100%. What do you think about the prompt?
Not even 1% for me.
Jesus Christ, bro. Listen, there are websites that I'm pretty sure are free, and you can pay coins to interact with women or men, if that's your, that's your choice of flavor. And it's almost the same as TikTok. You put in money, you get coins, and then you can like give coins to the people. They are free, more free than me. Animals should be treated with respect. Exactly, Jojo. Do you consume animals? That would be my next question. So how do you treat an animal with respect if you take their life from them when they don't want you to? The food chain doesn't apply to moral agents like humans, since moral agents can make choices based on ethical concerns, etc. Exactly, Louis. Exactly. When non-vegans say they're the top of the food chain, I like to say they're the top of the supermarket chain, though. Yes. I always forget to bring that up as well. Top of the food chain, man. We're top of the food chain, but I buy my products at the grocery store. Yeah, Jojo. So, how do you treat an animal with respect and take their life? Sorry. Unless you left. See, that's the one thing I can never tell who the hell is in here right now. How do I see that? Did they leave? Damn you. Nobody wants to see me eat a hot dog on live, huh? I got one new follower. I have family members that are farmers. We treat them very well during their life. What about at the end? What about at the end? Oh, so they just private account. Well, when I click on real-time viewer count, I click on it, it shows top viewers. I see Alec, Lydia, Ingrid, Panhandler, Keith. But I don't see you, Alec. Wait, I just said your name. I'm silly. I don't see Jojo unless they're private. Jojo, so I'm pretty sure the cow. Well, what animals do you farm, Jojo? Not me, my cousins. Okay, well, what do your family members farm? So you mean to tell me that the cows that they farm, that they just when they're 15 years old and pass away from old age, that's when they take what they need, apparently, which is arguable, right? Because they don't need to; they can just eat other things. I don't think you really understand how long these animals can live for. When they get too sick or when they start to suffer. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, man. I think you might be misinformed. Does this usually happen at around 4 years of age when they're too sick and they start to suffer? because that's usually when dairy cows are sent to slaughter, because milk production slows down, not because, oh, they're sick and they're, oh my God, they're suffering. Let me take their life for the interest of them and then eat them. Right? TVP for delicious protein. I don't know if you're talking about TVP and you're a vegan, or if you're saying you are for animal abuse because of protein. So I don't know. Probably the latter, unfortunately. Ow. You're for animal abuse for protein. So do you eat dogs, Ashton? Dogs, cats, all animals are fair game as long as they give you protein? Well, why? Why don't you eat dogs and cats? They have protein. And humans, they have protein. They're animals. It's just how they do things. I think it's fair if you give them a good life. What's the harm? Because you're taking their life at a fraction of their existence. Like, it doesn't matter how well you treat them. You're still taking their life from them at the end. Doesn't matter if they're happy. Doesn't matter if they're sad. Just cows and chicken. Why? Why don't you eat dogs? They have protein. Why don't you eat cats? They got protein, right? You said for protein. So if your only justification for eating animals is protein, you can get protein from a lot of different animals. I get it, but if I gave you a plate of dog meat and said, no worries, I got this from a stray dog. It wasn't, nobody owned them. And I just picked them up off of the street. They were, I don't know. I was going to say they had a broken leg, but yeah, whatever. I took their life. I boiled them, cut them up for you. And here you go. Here's dog meat. Would you eat it? Would you eat them? Ashton? Yeah, I know that you say that that's what you consume, that you only eat cows, pigs, and chickens. And I get it. You're in the Western country, Western world, which I am as well. But I'm asking you yourself personally, not that they're not bred. If somebody said, here's a plate of dog meat for you, would you be okay with eating that? Would you be okay with eating dog flesh? Why? Jojo, that's just disgusting. Because it would be gross? Why would it be gross? Why would eating dogs be gross, Ashton? Some people eat like petals from, not from roses, but from other flowers, yeah. I mean, I don't. But if they made it taste good, yeah. I eat a lot of different things. Plants, oats, grains, legumes, pasta, rice, beans. If you're asking me about what do my plates look like, lasagna, tacos, pizza, empanadas, lasagna, curry, hot dogs, hamburgers, same shit that you eat, just different ingredients. Great rage bait? No, bro. It's to start a conversation. What's the rage bait? There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse when you have options. Some animals are for work, such as dogs, and that's wrong as well. And that's wrong that you decide what happens to dogs and cows and pigs and chickens for your gain, and you exploit them, and you take away their, autonomy for your gain, whether it be monetary or taste pleasure. what's wrong with humans eating dogs anyway? Well, the same reason why it's wrong for humans to eat cows and pigs. You're taking their life unnecessarily for something that you don't need when you can eat something else. Yeah, do you know what the word dominion means? Definitely doesn't mean to just eat them. In Western countries, it's established that. I'm assuming you're still saying that cows, pigs, and chickens are food, and cats and dogs are pets. But I'm asking you, if you teleported to somewhere where, I don't know, a different country where they ate dogs, would you then all of a sudden be okay with eating dogs, Ashton? Like, would it just turn off for you? Like, oh, well, now we're here, so now it's okay. Okay, so why? Why? What is it about a dog that you refuse to eat them? Because you keep saying, oh, but I live in the Western world where we don't consume dogs and cats. But then I said, okay, well, what if you were in a world where you did consume cats and dogs? Would you eat them? Okay, what are your moralities? What's your moralities? Why are you against the idea, you yourself, against the idea of consuming dogs? And the person that I asked to explain what dominion was to me did not explain what dominion was, so I'm assuming they're either too scared to get into the definition of dominion. But yeah. Because cats, and that's not what I'm saying. If you went to a place where cats and dogs were livestock, which in some countries they are, would you all of a sudden be okay with eating them? Stop thinking outside of yourself and just think within your own mindset, your morality. We keep going in circles, and if we keep going in circles, I'm just gonna stop engaging with you because we're not getting anywhere. You're not thinking about you. Can you tell me why you wouldn't eat dogs? And stop saying because I'm in the USA. That has nothing to do with it. If I just teleported you to another country where they ate cats and dogs, then based on what you're saying, you would then all of a sudden be okay with eating them because you're in a country now that does. So I'm not talking about outside of what's happening in the world or where you live. I'm talking about your morality. What is the moral reason for you why you do not eat dogs? Tell me why. What do you see in them? What makes you be disgusted if somebody gave you dogs on a plate? Oh, what? I thought I blocked you. Get out of here. Get out of here, Minnie. Goodbye. I don't like you. What did Ashton say? Yeah, exactly, Lydia. Maybe I'm not saying it correctly. Jesus Christ. My morality, they're not livestock. Oh, yeah. I don't think you're getting it. Well, they're not it, right? They're individuals. So you should stop referring to them as it. So they have a subjective experience, right? They're not its. And that's the problem. Oopsie, this stupid TikTok verification thing. You like the taste of them, right? But that's the norm, that cows aren't pets. I mean, some people have cows as pets. We're not talking about the norm. We're talking about you, Ashton. You. Why would you be disgusted? And don't say, oh, because they're not livestock. Because you wouldn't say that you would be disgusted by it. You just say, oh, no, I'm good. They're not livestock. You keep saying my morality, but you're not explaining your morality. You're not giving me the moral reason as why you are against eating dogs. Why? Does it upset you? Is it gross? Is it disgusting? Why is it gross? Why does it make you feel uncomfortable? Why? You can't just say my morals. No, you didn't, Ace. You're not a big man because you're here talking about how you butchered and ate a cow when you really didn't. Doesn't make you look cool. Makes you look like an idiot. Animals are food for both humans and animals. Always have been, always will be. That's not true. Always wasn't the case. And just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Because then you're just justifying might makes right, which can bleed into a lot of different aspects of your life, which is definitely a dangerous thing dangerous mindset to have. Because dogs and cats are known. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to get out of here. I'm sorry, Ashton. You're just like repeating yourself. Repeating. You don't have the capacity to self-reflect. You're just saying, oh, it's right. Yeah, my morals. You need to work on your self-reflection. I'd rather just engage with somebody else's conversations, even though they're stupid. What's wrong with eating animals? You don't have to. Nobody's tweaking, bro. You came in here trying to say, oh, I named my other cow steak and then I butchered and ate them. And you said I'm tweaking. You just sound like an idiot. Doesn't mean I'm tweaking. So what about the 7.3 billion animals killed yearly to grow the crops you eat? Let me show you this very beautiful picture right here. Where is it? That's not it. Is this it? If you are so concerned about the animals that are unalived for crop production, then you should go vegan. Because not only are you responsible for the crops that you also eat, the crop deaths from the crops that you also eat, you are also responsible for the crops that the animals eat, right? That's how that works. So 7.3 billion animals that are killed yearly to grow crops would go down if you stopped eating animals. One is a product of indirect harm and one is direct harm. When you eat animals, you're causing direct harm. You are directly contributing to more consumption of crops, more crop deaths, and more of the deaths of the animals that you eat. It's very simple, which I'm glad maybe you got that because you're quiet now. So, no, we don't have to, but we choose to. Yeah, that's the problem. You choose to cause harm and suffering to animals through your food choices when you don't have to. That's the difference. Yeah, if the 7.3 billion is for consumption of crops, period, and not including consumption of animals, then that number is irrelevant because veganism is about being vegan as far as practicable and possible. Crop deaths are just a byproduct of our need to survive. So if some animals are indirectly harmed through our protection of crops because we need to eat as a human race, then that just is an unfortunate reality of what happens. But veganism is not about perfection. Those things are going to happen. But the beautiful thing about veganism is that even though those things happen now in a vegan world, we would look to reduce, we would look to eliminate the need to cause more crop deaths. We would look for ulterior methods like vertical farming or hydroponics, right? Like you can't say that where are my morals because mine is it might happen. Maybe the plant on my plate, maybe there was an animal that was unalived for that. Maybe. But when you have animal flesh on your plate, that is most definitely 100% involved in animal exploitation and the suffering of the animal. So it's not the same. There's necessity and there's not necessity, right? Eating plants or eating something is a necessity. So you're not understanding the definition of veganism as far as practicable and possible. You're just saying, oh, as long as you ate that plant and that involved the death of one mouse, you're not vegan. Why should I be vegan? That's silly, right? What? Again, we eat what we kill, not throw them away. There is no you're not making sense. I'm being honest. I don't even understand what you're trying to say. What? It's not even how you spell wasted. So I had to like double read that. Yep, that got wasted. What happens when we unalive a cow? What are you saying? Take a second, take a breath, and think about what you're saying, because you're not making sense. If you can come with a coherent sentence and I can understand what you're saying, I will engage. But you're not making sense. I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying. Let me pull up. Vegan knowledge. Where'd you go? What happened to you earlier too? Your live like crashed out and then, yeah. You said, I'm gonna read it, okay? Again, we eat what we kill, not throw them away. There is no maybe about it. Go look, I'll wait. No maybe what? There is no maybe. What? And then you said, yep, that got wasted. What happens when we kill a cow? What got wasted? What are you talking about? Yeah, I did. Remind me. What's up, Lydia? Welcome.
Nothing much. I'm just working in the kitchen, but I'm here for backup on some points if you need it.
I'm trying to understand what this person is saying, but it's not working. What is happening to that mouse when you kill it for your crops? How is this relevant? You're talking about what is a potentially happening and one is definitely happening. How are they related? Animal cow is killed. Most definitely 100% a rights violation, right? And one is a maybe. So I don't understand what point you're trying to make. You're trying to say that, oh yeah, the cow is unalive, but we didn't waste it. Is that what you're saying? Like, I don't understand. Like, choose one topic and stick with it, because you're kind of all over the place. So 7.3 billion animals. Again, there is no potential. Go look it up. It does happen. We are aware that it happens. Are you not listening? It has to happen. If we need crops to survive as the human species, then it's going to happen. But in a veganic world, we would look for alternatives so that we do not have to unalive animals for crops. Do you understand that?
Yeah, and I would say that the majority of harmful monocrops that are contributing to crop deaths are being fed to livestock. For example, 80% of the world's global soy is fed to chickens, pigs, and other livestock. So the majority of the crop deaths is still because people want to consume other animals.
Yeah, and they're not listening because they keep saying that I only care about the cow that you eat. No, I care about both. But we're vegans living in a non-vegan world, and crop deaths happen, right? And again, for the third time, in a veganic world, we would look for alternatives that would reduce and eventually eliminate crop deaths. We would take ulterior motives. We would look for other ways to protect our crops that would not involve unaliving animals. That would be the absolute last resort. So again, are you listening? I literally took what you said as fact. I'm giving you that what is the word I'm looking for? But I'm giving you that yeah, okay, 7.3 billion is for human consumption. Let's say that that number is true. What point does that prove? How does anything that I just said to you a second ago not relevant to the point that you're trying to bring? Like, we're going in circles here. You keep saying, oh yeah, look, human consumption, 7.3 billion animals are unalived. Why don't you care about those? We do. We care about both. Again, in order for that number to go down, we need to get rid of you. You are standing in the way. So if we can't convince you to stop eating animals, then that number is not going to go down. Because like Lydia said, 80% of the crops are fed to livestock. The practices that they use to grow these crops are in place for a reason, because people do not care. But in a veganic world, for the 4th time now, would seek to reduce and eliminate that number entirely. Do you not understand that? Are you going to keep saying that I only care about the cow and I should care about the 7.3 billion, even though I've said 4 times now that I care about both? Jesus. Yeah, the way that we can fix it is by convincing people to go vegan, because the more people that care about the exploitation and cruelty to animals, the more people are going to look for ulterior methods. They're going to adopt veganic farming. They're going to adopt vertical farming and hydroponics and other methods like building barriers to prevent these insects and animals from encroaching on our crops that we need and reduce that number. But it's obviously too big brain for you, so you're not following. What's up, Gabby? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Everything great. I just wanted to let you know what happened earlier.
Yeah, everything okay?
Yeah, everything okay. You know that I live on a south country in South America, and well, here we have some electric problem. Sometimes the power just cut off for around 4 hours. And yeah, pretty much that. So that caught me on guard. I always try to have an UPS connected to my Wi-Fi, but this time it wasn't charged. Also the UPS.
Oh, well, I'm glad everything's okay.
Yeah, no worries. I wanted to apologize because I know Brenda was talking about her kid and Ingrid was there. Everyone was there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're, up and running. Today has been kind of quiet. I had, I think, 1 or 2 guests. No, like 3 guests, but 1 decent conversation, 2 trolls.
Okay, that's great.
But yeah, it's been pretty quiet. Right now we have Bat Moto in the comments just repeating himself or their self. I wish he would just request up and have a conversation. It'd be so much easier. And we have Lydia here. Welcome.
Yeah, Alex, sorry. I needed to explain because I wasn't being rude, and yeah, I know. I saw the TV message asking me everything were okay, but yeah, everything's okay. Just I something that happened here, mostly. I don't want to say every day, but it happens a lot. Hey, B12 is here.
That's
Sorry,
unfortunate.
sorry, TVP, that I'm talking about my situation.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't mind at all. I don't mind the occasional hanging out and just talking about stuff.
What is up with Bad Motto?
I don't know. They just keep going on and on and on about, oh, you care about the cow that I ate, but you don't care about the 7.3 billion animals that are unalived for, crop production. But I just kept repeating myself over and over again about we care about both and we're trying to reduce both, and him consuming cows isn't going to help at all.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Lydia. I appreciate it. I had to ban that mini person because they're so freaking annoying. Come on, guys. If you want to see me eat a hot dog on the live, just hit that follow button and I'll eat a hot dog on live. Yep.
Oh,
Nope.
you
Not
will.
not a cap. Not a cap at all. Not cap. 100% swear to God. I'm not religious, so maybe that's a bad thing. Swear to science. I don't know. Yeah, I'm for real. I eat a hot dog on live.
Why everyone wants to see you like eating a hot dog?
I don't know. Somebody came in here earlier and was being like weirdly sexual. It was disturbing. I had to kick him.
What?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, are you taken?" And I've interacted with that guy before, and he wasn't worth having a conversation with. But I thought I'd pull him up and at least see, maybe maybe he's been thinking about it a little bit. But instead he was like, "Oh, are you taken?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, but can I just? What about a little bit?" It was just weird. Yeah, Keo, yeah.
When I was doing lives last year, there was one guy that was always in my lives and always following me and was just like obsessed with me. And he'd like come up to the live and turn on his camera and like want to talk to me, showing his sunglasses and his watch. I'm like, dude, can you go away? What the fuck?
God, like I'm not even a woman, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. Like it's probably just, I mean, not probably, it most certainly is way worse for you all to deal with that.
I just thought it was funny he wanted to show me his watch, like that meant something. I'm like, I don't get it, dude.
Trying to show you he got the money. That's all you care about is the money, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's unfortunately what a lot of these influencers nowadays are like pushing on men, is like I don't know, notoriety and what's the word I'm looking for? Materialism. I don't know. Yeah, I got a nice car. I got a watch. I got money. I don't know. All right, guys. So you compare people unaliving for food and beating things. That's weird. I mean, both are done out of pleasure. Jojo. Yeah, I'm responding to your question, that they're both done out of pleasure, not out of necessity. So with your logic or your justification of doing things because you want to, is the same thing. I don't know. Some days I'm like on it, and some days I just have a brain fart. I think I need food.
You woke up today a little bit like shaken.
I feel like when I get heated, I'm better with my words. When I'm like this, when I'm like calm, I don't know. I say like a lot. I say and I say
I wish I could debate on Spanish like so much.
Oh God, forget it. It'd be so fast. I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Oh my god, you have no idea how smart I am on Spanish.
Oh, I know, I believe it. You are smart. I actually really love the way that you approach a lot of the guests that you have, because you come at it from such a way of like patience and calmness and like. Have you ever heard the expression "kill them with kindness"?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, sometimes people can. In Spanish, I can be so effing sarcastic, and yeah, it's pretty different. I think I am the same person, but I don't know. I think there's two people habitating my body.
Mm. I feel the same way because I'm a very sarcastic person, and sometimes I have to like turn that off because it gives people the wrong impression, and I come off like, I don't know, an asshole when I'm really just like being silly and sarcastic. So I feel like a little bit of that comes out when people on these lives get me annoyed, and I just like turn that off. But I know that it can be.
You sound a lot like me, honestly. I get very sarcastic, especially when there's a lot of trolls in the comment.
I find it relaxing to be sarcastic sometimes, but I know that it can come off a little bit like an asshole sometimes, so I try to not be too sarcastic. You think I've taken some good traits? Is that to me or is that to Lydia? I hope that's to me. I'm growing? Am I being a better person? Aw, thank you, Alec. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to learn from everybody around me, which is awesome. I know that I'm not the perfect person. I know that sometimes I can be insensitive. I know that sometimes I can be an asshole, ask my partner. But I know at the end of the day that I need to work on those things. And I think that's what a lot of people are lacking. They don't even like self-reflect, or they're not aware of how they're maybe hurting the people around them, and to change and try to be better. But I try. I'm my father's son, so that's just not gonna change, which sucks, but it's just a reality. Welcome to my TED Talk. Thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome to my podcast. No, people don't get that we are vegan and we are not perfect. People always said like, "Oh, you guys vegan and you are come up so aggressive." And I wish I could say to them like, aggressive is the way cows can get killed, you know.
Mm.
But sometimes if I go to that route on my life, it will be all rage.
Oh yeah. Wow. That much, huh? What do you mean? Maybe I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm like working and then listening and then responding to Alec. Could you say that again? Gabby?
Sorry, I am cooking also.
Oh,
I
it's
have.
okay. We're all distracted a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking to Alex. Yeah, Lydia.
Oh, are you mentally okay? Are you mentally
Yeah.
okay? It's not
Are
nice.
you mentally okay?
Depends. Sometimes no. Sometimes yeah. And that's okay. We have our ups and we have our downs. But Pond definitely seems like they're just in a down right now. Nobody has their feelings hurt, bro. What are you talking about? Are you okay?
No, it
It's
was a joke.
it's such a bizarre thing sometimes to like come into somebody's space, say something offensive, what you think is offensive, and then immediately think that you hurt their feelings. Like it's like that's what you expected to happen and you wanted that to happen to feel better. It's like low key bullying, like internal bullying, but no, you didn't hurt anybody's feelings. We're actually kind of just laughing at your silly comments. Laughing on the inside. It takes a lot for me to laugh on the outside. You have to be really funny. I try to tell that to everybody, especially my partner. I'm like, don't get offended. I'm old, okay? I've seen it all. When you get older, you've heard all the jokes, you've seen all the comedy stand-ups, you've seen all the movie jokes, and you just, things just kind of like turn down a little bit. So you have to be like out of the box, really funny for me to laugh. Or you just have to be some of these ridiculous guests that Persona pulls up sometimes, or the guests that we deal with that just say crazy shit that makes me laugh because I've never heard some of these crazy justifications before. But anyways, sorry, I talk a lot.
Hey, I was wondering the other day, if meat eaters also go live like us defending cruelty. Can you imagine that?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. Maybe Lydia, you've seen that?
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
If
Gabby was
you
saying, do you think that like well, I don't know, maybe not anti-vegan, but if like meat eaters go live talking about how much they enjoy eating meat.
I think so. I just never seen them.
I'm sure there are anti-vegans out there for sure.
Yeah, there was that Carnivore Bones that would do live saying veganism is terrible and promoting meat eating and stuff.
Oh. The only ones that I know of out there that are really huge anti-vegans is what's that guy's name? He's like skinny, long hair, going bald, Savix or some shit like that. He's like a raw animal flesh advocate. I don't remember his name, but he would like go up to Severage, or whatever his name is. He would go up to like vegan activists and kind of like what is it called when you like show up and you try to, I don't know.
He would show up and eat like animals in front of him. I think he even ate like a raw squirrel in front of him.
Yeah, so weird.
I think he got charges or something because of some of the stuff he's done.
Antagonize? No, I was thinking about like like a party pooper, but I'm like a more a better word for party pooper, but and there was this guy, maybe you, Keith, maybe you know them. There's this guy, he was vegan, he's bald, he's like, his whole like YouTube persona is like centered around like mushrooms, like his backgrounds are all mushroom stuff and he's into psychedelics, but he was vegan a long time ago. But when I found him maybe like 7 years ago, he was like super already like anti-vegan and was like talking about, oh, look at this vegan, look at this, look at her skin and look at her brain function and blah 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 blah. I can't remember his name, but those are the only two like anti-vegans that I'm aware of. What was his name? Oh well, maybe I'll find it.
there was someone on a live in chicken on a live last night.
Oh, this
Oh,
guy. Oh, really?
oh yeah, the one they put on Discord, I think.
They were doing what?
On a live in chickens.
On TikTok Live?
It seems like it, yeah.
What the hell? How did they not get like banned for that?
Oh yeah, Bobby's perspective. I've actually had fights with Bobby myself.
Oh shit, really? Wow. What a small world. Jesus. How did that like where and how did that happen? Cuz I've only seen him on YouTube.
I think he had a Facebook profile. It was a few years ago, so it was kind of before his YouTube blew up and became a thing.
Wow. What a small world. Before his YouTube blew up, but that was such a long time ago. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I had Facebook for a while. I'm not on Facebook anymore because Facebook just yeeted my profile one day and I never was able to recover it. But
Oh, okay. Wow. That's crazy. It's so weird when you like well, I don't know, maybe I don't know if anybody can relate. I'm sure you guys can relate, but you know, when you get involved in something like a social justice movement like this, and then you decide to make content or, you know, be in the space, and then you start interacting with these people that you thought you would never see in your life. Like, I couldn't imagine meeting Bobby's perspective and being like, wow, you're actually a real person. Like, I've only seen you on YouTube, and it's weird that you actually hold these ideas. I don't know. Is animal a thing again? I thought we were past that for the most part. Past what? Catch and Cook channel? That's bizarre. Yeah. You hear it on in hear it in lives. Yeah, I guess it's just interesting that you never realize how small the space is of veganism. That you start to interact with these people. Like I met Jamie from Jamie's Corner, and I never thought I would see her, even though she's like in New York City right there. And I made a video one time about David Rams did a video with what's his name? Vegan, what's his name? Vegan lifting or whatever his name is. I forget his name. Vegan lifting logic. Anyways, Danny something. And I did like my own take on the video because he was asking him questions about veganism. So I was like, well, I wanted to give my perspective on kind of like David Rams was interviewing me. And then David Rams reached out to me and was like, oh, I saw your video. You're cool. Like, you want to join this WhatsApp group with all these other vegans? I'm like, holy shit, I cannot believe that this person who is halfway across the world is interacting with me. So that's cool. It just shows how small the vegan space is. Is this Mr. Pringles? I think this person got kicked yesterday.
And he was on my live. He's not over 18.
Oh, okay. Gotta be over 18, dude. Over 18, look. Over 18 plus.
He said he is, but he's okay.
18 plus. He left, or they left. Shit, how do I move this? Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You were online earlier today. Mr. Pringles, why are you studying or something, doing something productive with your youth, maybe?
Have I had much luck on YouTube? Since I've been doing TikTok, I have had, thank you for reminding me, these poor YouTube guys, man, they're hanging out on the YouTube's chat, and I never, because every time I click on something else, it puts the YouTube chat behind it. So I forget to pull it back up. But yeah, Danny Ishe. When I first started doing YouTube, I was actually surprisingly felt like I was getting pretty good success for being a new YouTube channel. I would get like 100, 200 views. I think one video I did was over 1,000, which to me is like cool. Like for only having like, I don't know, 6, 7 videos was pretty good. Ever since I started doing the TikTok lives and streaming that there, they've been okay. I think on average it'll be like 50 views. Let me see. But definitely, you know, it's easier for me because doing videos like that on YouTube is a lot of work. I know that there were some videos I was working on that took me, it was like 8 hours just to edit, and I still had to do like audio cues and sounds. So that took another couple of hours. So it's a lot of investment. You have, if I could find, here's what I'll say. If you can all find topics for me, because that's the hardest part, is finding topics to talk about. I would love to do YouTube videos on them, but it's so hard with doing TikTok and working and having a partner and having a son and my partner having a daughter. It's like a lot that I don't have. I don't know where to find topics. Like I do know this plant-based news and things like that, but it's hard to stay up to date. So anyways, I would love to do more YouTube videos or just videos in general. But it's hard to find information. It takes a lot of time to find information, find topics to talk about, write up a script, record it, edit it, cut it together, I don't show my face, so I have to find, B-roll to then feed that B-roll and edit that. It's a lot of work. But I would love to do it. It's fun. But this is fun as well. So anyway. Sorry.
Maybe you can find someone that you gave the topic and that person made the video for you, on Upwork.com, you can find people that works like that, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an artist, so I can do the editing. I don't mind the editing. For me, the hard part is finding topics. That's the hard thing for me. Finding things to talk about. I did do reaction videos, like Lydia said, here and there. Like I did a reaction to some of the Jubilee videos and some of the farm footage or horse stuff, which I'm not gonna do horse stuff anymore because Jesus Christ, the horse people are crazy. But yeah, I just need to find a good way to find things to talk about. That's my problem. Because I like doing videos. I like editing them. I like telling a story. It lets me output my like creativity. So since that's what I do for work.
I will see if I can send you some topics and you can see if that work for you.
Yeah, it's like being a journalist. Like it's hard to stay up to date in the news, you know, and then you have to be quick with making the content. But yeah, I did a couple videos. They're fun. Current events, yeah, is hard to stay up to date on. But always trying to tell everyone what they shouldn't or what they should eat. Yeah, I mean, I don't care what you eat. Just stop eating animals unnecessarily. Or maybe I should just do videos on other people, other vegans, like some other people do. Just kidding. Just kidding. Um, the what? HSUS? I don't know what it is. I think what it has the most luck is having AI images on the like Persona always gets so many people on his live. I need like where's my AI images at? That seems to really trigger people for some reason. Wait, Nebula. See a news piece about people finding an entire little on the side of the road of the highway taped up. What? I don't know. Nebula. Are you vegan? I don't think so, but I'm just curious. Where's my AI art? Nah, fuck it. Okay, well, it seems like not many people requesting up, and I'm hungry. I have not had lunch yet, so I'm probably just gonna end the live here. Yeah, if anybody has not ideologically, but I am plant-based, I got you. Yeah, if somebody else wants to go live, that'd be awesome. I'll pop in here and there. I just want to go eat lunch, and I do gotta focus on work a little bit. But that aside, if anybody has information on where to find current events for stuff regarding veganism, or even like Lydia, I know you said reaction content. If you have like, I only really subscribe to like Jubilee, and sometimes they'll do like vegan stuff. But if anybody has any other like YouTube content, I would definitely appreciate it if you post it in the Discord or DM me, and that way I have that kind of information on hand, because I do want to get more in that space of creating content.
Yeah, that
as
would be
well.
good. I think Andy even knows of some like vegan history kind of topics that would be good to add, just to try to get it out there, because a lot of people just aren't aware about like vegan history and the foundation and stuff. So
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would love to do videos like that. So, yeah. Anybody, feel free to DM me. Brenda, thanks for coming by. Yeah, we'll have to continue our conversation one of these days. But yeah, I am gonna end the live here for now. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, Lydia or Vegan Knowledge, anybody goes live, go check them out. Thank you all for, for coming up. I appreciate you all. See you later. Bye. Ciao. What do you
Ciao,
say?
my friend.
You say ciao?
Yeah.
Okay. Ciao.
With this H. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So yeah, I always end with YouTube still being up, but if you guys are still here, Johnny, Louis, Martin, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. I do want to do more YouTube content. I really wish I could finish one of the AI things I was working on, but I don't know. My partner was like, "Oh, it kind of sounds like Chicken Run," and I was like, "Oh, never mind." Like I kind of lost. Not that it's her fault. I'm not saying it's her fault, but it made me think like, "Oh, maybe it's not a good idea." But yeah, I would like to make more YouTube content. So maybe if people kind of help, not that it's their job, but if they shine some light on some areas I could find resources from on, where to pull from to get ideas for videos. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing more YouTube videos. That'd be fun. I do enjoy making them. They're time consuming, but they're like a labor of love. So anyways, thanks for supporting me and coming by. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Johnny, Martin, Louis. I will see you all tomorrow.